Good morning, children. In continuation of chapter Atomic Structure, today we will discuss discovery of proton. Children, you know that atoms is electrically neutral. Therefore, if the atoms contain negatively charged particle electron, it must contain positively charged particles. The search for those positively charged particles led to some experiment by German scientist Goldstein. In 1886, Goldstein worked with the modified discharge tube provided with the perforated cathode, means cathode which contain the small holes there. When a large electric field was applied between the electrodes, he observed not only electrons emitted by the cathode but also some luminous rays in the region behind the cathode. These rays were called canal rays or positive rays as the contain positively charged particle. These positively charged particles were later called as protons. Now, properties of protons. A proton is a positively charged particle. Second one, it has positively charge equal in magnitude to that of an electron. Means the value is 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Third one, the mass of proton is equal to that of the hydrogen, that is 1.672 into 10 raised to minus 27 kilogram, or we can say 1.672 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. Now, Thomson's model of the atom. After the discovery of the fundamental particles electron and proton inside the atom led to the necessity to know how the electron and proton are arranged within an atom. J.J. Thomson was the first to propose the model for the inner structure of an atom to explain the arrangement of proton and electron in the atom. Thomson proposed the plum pudding model of the atoms in 1904. According to this model, the atom is a sphere of positive charge and the electrons are spread outside in like a plum in the spherical pudding, just like dry fruits are distributed in a puddings. The atom has an equal number of positive charge proton and negative charge electron, so the atom as a whole is electrically neutral. The plum pudding model was later found to be incorrect when Rutherford proposed his atomic model. Now, Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment. In 1911, Rutherford conducted an experiment in order to find arrangement of electron and proton in an atom. In this experiment, fast moving alpha particles were made to observe that most of alpha particles passed through the foil without any deflection from their path. Second, some of alpha particles were sharply deflected at the different angle after passing through the foil. A few of particles turned back directly on their original path. On the basis of above observation, Rutherford in 1911 made the following conclusions. First one, the most of alpha particles passed straight through the foil, which suggests that atom consists of lot of empty space inside it. Second one, some of the alpha particles were deflected from their path at different angle, which suggested that the atom has tiny but heavy positive charge core that repel positive charge alpha particles. The mass of atom in a concentrated in this tiny center core, which Rutherford called as nucleus. Thus, a model similar to that of the solar system was proposed by Rutherford. Just as in solar system, the sun is at the center and the planet revolve around it. In an atom, and electrons revolve around the centrally located nucleus containing proton. Now, Rutherford's nuclear model of an atom. According to this model, an atom consists of mainly two parts. First one, centrally located nucleus. The nucleus is centrally located positively charged mass. The entire mass of atom is concentrated in it. It is the denser part of the atom. The size of nucleus is very small compared to size of the atom as a whole. Second one, the outer circular orbit. Electron revolve in a circular orbit called shell in space available around the nucleus. Second one, the atom is electrically neutral. The number of proton and number of electron present in an atom are equal. Now next topic is discovery of neutron. Rutherford concluded that virtually all of the mass of an atom is concentrated in its nucleus. Since electrons have negligible mass, it was believed that the entire mass of atom was because of the mass of the proton present in the nucleus. But when it was discovered that the nucleus had the greater mass than the could be accounted by the proton alone, it was realized that there must be a third type of subatomic particle which were present in nucleus and had neither positive or non-negative charge. In 1932, James Chadwick discovered the subatomic particle called as neutron, for which he received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1935. Now next topic is structural stability of an atom. Rutherford could not explain the stability of atom. Children, we know that atom contain electron, proton and neutron. Electron negatively charged and proton is positively charged. Thus, there is a force of attraction between the electron and proton present within an atom. It is expected that electrons being lighter, charged and in constant motion would gradually lose energy and come close to the nucleus and at last fall in the nucleus, thus resulting the structural collapse of an atom, or we can say an electron losing energy and eventually falling in the nucleus, but this does not happen. Later, Niels Bohr, who could explain the atomic stability, according to them, electrons revolve in fixed orbit or shell around the nucleus at very high speed with fixed amount of energy. The electron present in these cells neither lose or gain energy until some external force is applied on it. Thus, they maintain their position. As a result, inward force exerted by nucleus is counterbalanced by the outward force of the moving electron, thus preventing the electrons from falling into the nucleus and making the atom structurally stable. In this way, Niels Bohr explained the atomic stability.